Hello, Jamaica. Good day to our viewers. We have a full lineup of developing stories both here at home and abroad. On the local front, in St. Elizabeth, police are searching for a man accused of shooting a woman after disarming a soldier at a party. In St. Thomas, tragedy struck as one student is dead and another taken into custody following a stabbing incident. Turning to international news, Cuba has confirmed recent talks with U.S. officials on the island, with Havana pressing for the lifting of Washington's energy blockade. And in Washington, President Donald Trump has announced that the current ceasefire will expire on Wednesday, saying it is highly unlikely he will extend it further. Stay with us as we bring you the details on these stories and more, right here on Jamaica News Television. Police in St. Elizabeth are searching for a man accused of shooting and injuring a woman after disarming a Jamaica Defense Force soldier during a party in Junction around 2 a.m. on Monday. The injured woman, believed to be the suspect's 25-year-old spouse, is currently hospitalized. Preliminary reports indicate that the man was among a group of patrons when an altercation broke out between him and the woman. During the confrontation, he allegedly took a licensed firearm from the JDF member and fired in her direction, hitting her. Investigators confirmed that the weapon was later recovered and seized. The suspect fled the scene immediately after the incident, and police have since launched a manhunt to locate him. Meanwhile, the licensed firearm holder has been taken in for questioning as part of the ongoing investigation. A tragic stabbing incident in Morant Bay, St. Thomas, has left one student dead and another in police custody. The incident unfolded this afternoon at the transport center and is believed to have stemmed from a previous dispute between the two students at school. According to police reports, the accused allegedly used a sharp object to wound the other student. The injured student was rushed to hospital, but was later pronounced dead. Investigators are continuing their inquiries into the circumstances surrounding the confrontation. Police in St. Mary are awaiting the results of a post-mortem examination for a woman whose body was discovered in an advanced state of decomposition inside a rented house in Lewistor on Friday. Investigators have not released the name of the 35-year-old, but residents identified her as Carrie Henry, originally from Clarendon and a past student of Kellett's High School. Reports indicate that Henry lived alone and was last seen around 10 p.m. on April 14, 2026. Her death is believed to have occurred sometime between then and the afternoon of April 17th, when her body was found. Police stated that, at this stage, there are no indications of foul play. They noted that Henry had recently consulted a doctor for health concerns. Alarm was raised when calls to her phone went unanswered, prompting her landlord to check the property. A strong odor was detected and law enforcement was contacted. Officers forced entry into the locked house and found Henry lying on her back. As news of her passing spread over the weekend, many expressed shock on social media. Frontline policing in St. Mary has been strengthened with the introduction of new vehicles designed to improve mobility, response times, and overall efficiency across the division. Superintendent Anthony Wallace officially handed over 2 cars and 2 motorcycles, underscoring the Jamaica Constabulary Force's ongoing commitment to better service delivery and enhance community safety. The parish has at times faced challenges due to limited resources, particularly a shortage of service vehicles. This latest addition forms part of the JCF's wider initiative to modernize its fleet and provide officers with the tools needed to respond more quickly and proactively, ultimately fostering safer communities. Cuba's government confirmed on Monday that it recently held talks with U.S. officials on the island, amid ongoing tensions over Washington's energy sanctions against the Caribbean nation. According to senior U.S. State Department representatives, American diplomats traveled to Havana earlier in April, their first visit since 2016, as part of renewed diplomatic efforts. Neither side has disclosed the exact date of the meeting or the names of the U.S. officials involved. Alejandro Garcia del Toro Deputy Director General for U.S. Affairs at Cuba's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, stated that the American delegation included Assistant Secretaries of State, while Cuba was represented at the Deputy Foreign Minister level. He described the discussions as respectful and professional, noting that no threats or deadlines were issued, despite reports in some U.S. media. Garcia del Toro emphasized that lifting the energy embargo was Cuba's main priority, calling the sanctions an unjustified measure that harms the Cuban population and undermines free trade. He argued that the restrictions amount to global coercion against sovereign nations that have the right to export fuel to Cuba. Meanwhile, U.S. officials have linked any easing of sanctions to political reforms in Cuba, including ending repression, releasing political prisoners, and opening up the struggling economy. Earlier this year, U.S. President Donald Trump warned of tariffs on countries supplying oil to Cuba and threatened intervention. In response, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel declared that the nation is prepared to defend itself if such actions occur. U.S. President Donald Trump has declared that the ceasefire with Iran will end on Wednesday evening, Washington time, unless a deal is reached. He described the chances of an extension as highly unlikely during a phone interview with Bloomberg. The truce, which began on April 7th, was originally set to last 2 weeks. Trump emphasized that he would not be pressured into accepting what he considers a poor agreement, saying, "We've got all the time in the world." When asked if hostilities would resume immediately if negotiations fail, Trump responded that he would expect fighting to continue in the absence of a deal. The president has previously given mixed signals about whether he would prolong the ceasefire. During a press briefing last week, he was asked multiple times about the issue and offered differing answers.
Thank you for joining us on Jamaica News Television, where we keep you informed, always. Subscribe for the latest updates. Stay safe.